Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Yep, so I did get the turn. Gmail not telling me I got the turn. I had it an hour and I didn't even know about it. So it is about 10:30 now. I'm a little bit more tired than I would prefer to be, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll go forth. We'll have fun, and ultimately, ideally, triumphantly conquer. How you guys doing then? How you doing there, George? Ah, fuck me. So I've got George in the chat, that means I'm going to get slammed by subs. We'll see. He emailed me, actually. Well, on the email, it's interesting, he talks about how he's been hunting the Nagato for quite a while, actually, he says. So I do wonder then, maybe he's been getting signal intelligence then. Which is quite interesting, actually. Yeah. I mean, he knew it was a Nagato. Apparently. Seems that way. Hard to say. How you doing there, Chicken? Hello there, Jonathan, and hello there, Wesley. How you doing there, Chrome? Yeah, hopefully we can avoid submarines today, but it is what it is. Would very much prefer to do so. We do have a damaged AP. She's heading to the island just off of Formosa. She's going to disband there. I do have a number of actual PBs and sub-chasers heading out to actually engage the submarines as well. Okay, load in there. Okay. Yeah, that's not great. We are kind of lacking on PBs in this area. They're moving back into the area. But she can go to Palembang there, be repaired. I6. Right, so find a DD over here. Now, DD's interesting. I do wonder what that might reveal to us. Right, so we are seeing a number of APs here. Yeah, we also do see a task force over here to the north. I do wonder what that could be. Oh my god. I swear, we just... it's, I don't even know. It's as if they're just all suddenly positioned and all coming out of the woodwork. It does look as if it's actually moved additional ones in there. Oh, hello. Oh, of course we missed the I-10. Come on, use your deck gun. Ah, yeah, that'd be nice though. So we do see the tanker Gulf Coast. Hopefully we can hunt her down. We should be able to hunt her down. Yeah, I was hoping we could have actually used the deck guns there. I don't know why they don't. You know? I don't know why they don't sometimes. Would have been nice if hit another tanker there. Okay, we should have our bombardment of Darwin going in here today. Now, he will have some assets over here, but, yeah. 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 That was about as expected there, really. Now, he does have a DD there, unless that was the patrol craft that we encountered, and it was just misidentified. But we've had pretty good detection over there for quite some time, so I feel like there is likely a DD there. Now they should go for 32 yard, 32k yard range bombardment of Darwin there. How you doing there, Shiver? Right, okay, so that looks to be maybe another patrol craft, something of that nature there. I just think she... Oh, it's an AVP, okay. Did she die immediately? I'm not too sure. I just didn't show her going down there, so... Oh, she managed to break off then, that's interesting. Well, she got hit. I don't know what she got hit by, but she got hit. Okay. There we are. Yeah, it might have been misidentified, but, yeah, oh, there we go. So we do hit a ship actually in the port there. Yeah, so bombarding Darwin. I did have those AKEs actually heading out this way. I do believe they had an escort, actually. It makes me feel a little bit paranoid now. It just seems to be the right place at the right time now. But in fairness, it feels like that, but in reality it's due to the fact that we are essentially moving through corridors, sea lanes, I guess you could call it, hidden other ship there. And yeah, he just needs to have submarines in those places and eventually he'll find something. So we'll speed this up over here. Yeah, I just want to reduce the airfield and port of Darwin. I'm going to go ahead and continue to repeat this sort of thing here. So we do see the AKL Wollongbar and the Patris over here. 247 casualties, pretty good there actually. Okay, not tremendous amounts of hits on the port there. The runway took a good few hits though, so that's not too bad. Of course, there's a bit of fog of war to this. Yeah, Moonlight is not going to help there. Well, yeah, that and the AVP, but she got hit by a shell in fairness. Okay. I can't recall if that'll remain on station or... Oh no, Baru. Oh, that's a shame. Aptly named though. Aptly named. Yeah, I just need to get more PBs. We did have a glutted for Moser accidentally. So they're getting sent out that way. He seems to be changing tact, really. We had so many days when he wasn't simply operating in those areas, but it seems like he's going to be operating there now. But that's fair enough. We just need to obviously rearrange. And if he's moving into coastal waters, it does give us an opportunity to attack him. Yeah, so that part of Formosa we are going to avoid now. Until we can get sufficiently robust ASW to drive him away. Issues with deep water is... it's not easy. Right, I-4 over here, so that's a destroyer escort. So he's attacking us over here. So we're aware that there's a tanker out here than the Gulf, whatever it was, so we'll try to find that. We know there's APs around the area. We did see other ships around here too. We did see another task force up this way, unless that's that task force over there. Okay. Oh, we actually do get hit. God damn. Yeah. Still though, we do have good odds to be able to take out a tanker next turn. Would have been nice had we done that today. Now, I-4, I don't recall what model of submarine she is. She doesn't look like a... she looks like a rowboat, maybe? But no, she's not. She's an I-4. She's one of the larger submarines, I believe, so I think she does have some decent durability. I-16 there making a faithful attack. I think she might have been going for APs here or something of that nature. Unless this is the same destroyed escort group. Looks like it could be. Okay. Interesting they're reported to allied ships. So that sound effect will become more common in the near future, really. Report there from Port Blair is interesting. Okay, so see the ships over there. Now, I do have submarines there. We do have plenty of submarines in the air. We just need to actually get them to attack there, really. Again, I really don't like it when submarines don't use their deck guns when they could in theory. Okay. How you doing there, Red Eye? Good to have you, my friend. Okay, another 90 inflicted there. Not a tremendous amount of casualties, of course. But it adds up. Adds up. I'm moving a natural aviation unit. I believe I'll have it moved to Kueyang. Possibly Nankyang. Depends on what, like these guys over here. Depends on what range they have. I think they'd both be able to make it from Kueyang to Chongqing, but they may have reduced bomb load. So in fact, I may have it moved to Nankyang or something of that nature. What I'd like to do is be able to have these light bombers out there too. And just because at the end of the day, they're still carrying the 450 kilograms. It's not a huge bomb load, but it's still a bomb load. And it's still useful. Yeah, I know, right? You could from all of it. We do have assets coalescing in that area. Yeah, he's been running reconnaissance of Akyab and Mangwei for a couple of days now. It looks like his retirement's allowed there for the BBs. That's fine. I do have fuel moving out that way too. Right. Yes, lots of submarines right now. More ships there, ships there. Okay. BBY's out there. Oh, I forgot to change the reconnaissance to cover Luganville. I forgot about that. I don't mind another day of reconnaissance over there. That will give us some, ideally, decently accurate information. It did appear that he still had the carriers operating nearby. Luganville, that is. The amount of flack I got for that without Destiny, it was like... It wasn't for lack of effort, it was just simply for lack of knowledge of the mechanics. But then it turned out that I had... And it was Vulcan that actually pointed it out to me. But I had, like, auto air on. And, like, I thought I had turned it off and was turning it off, but in reality I wasn't. So every time I'd set, like, these air directives, the AI would change now. So it's like... I was, like, fighting the system, but... In reality, yeah, I was just simply being overruled by the automatic AI. So yeah, it just wasn't great. But yeah, I still won that fucking campaign though. I mean, in fairness, the difficulty wasn't that great after a certain point. I do look forward to a human opponent in the future, actually. That'll be quite interesting. And we'll have to be fairly selective about who that will be. Starting with the university semester next, from Monday, I think, perhaps. So I do need to see what my time will be like, and I need to figure out what's going to work best. But yeah, I think a human opponent would be by far better. Okay, so we continue to bombard with them. Oh, we can see that the 17th Chinese Corvette is taking hits once again. That's cool. So how have you guys been then? Last night, I was watching a show on Netflix called Squid Game. That's pretty cool, actually. I really do quite like Korean TV shows. I liked Uncanny Counters. Obviously, Squid Game's really cool so far. I liked Sweet Home. I was going to watch one called Mr. Sunshine, because it looked very interesting, because it was set in about the 1910s Korea. And it covered, obviously, like, Korean independence movements, and obviously, like, the Japanese essentially annexing Korea. And, yeah, and then it was a little bit too superhero-ish, like, superhero-esque for me. I'm like, oh, I was hoping for, like, a period drama. Alas, no. Alas, no. Yeah, I mean, this is it. It was only, well, even last time, it was only the submarines that made it, busier. Oh wow, we've got 19 of you guys. Is there something special about this time? Are you guys just interested in seeing paint? Again, now I do have a headquarters moved down this way. We do have a tanks moving up this way. The tanks should be about here. One of the actual artillery units, for some unbeknownst reason, was decided to like try and march from Powshan across the river into the actual mountainous hex. I have no idea why. Sometimes the AI will do weird things when there's like units on the line. Like if there was a unit here previously, it alters its movement path. So I altered that so it goes this way. I did lose that movement on it, but at the end of the day, it was like trying to move into this hex, then go into this hex. It's like, there's a fucking road there. You know? A bit weird. Okay. So I'm going to wait for the, I'm going to wait for the actual tanks to arrive over here to Gunbing, and then we will go ahead and take that. There is another base here, so in theory, I'm hoping that he will retreat to the south over here, so I can possibly ignore him or sideline him. I'm tired of studying, so I respond myself. Ah, that's cool, man. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is it. The it comes from obviously it being a community-orientated campaign, really. Yeah, Commander's got lost. We had one ship sunk by an AK at the start of the turn. So far, it's been okay. We're in the land phase, so I think we're safe from submarines now. Nagato's managed to escape, which is good. The APs have been okay, so I kept it limited on the damage there. But yeah, we had an attack on one of his tankers with our submarines, and unfortunately they missed and decided not to use a deck gun. Yes, good game. Yeah, quite like that. It's good. I like it. I like my Korean shows. Okay. So, yeah, relatively quiet turn there in reality. Yeah, he's been very on the ball with submarines, so we just need to have things changed around, really. A lot, but I mean, I'm waiting for the engineer regiment to arrive there. I assembled all the assets to reform the 55th Division, I think it is, on Java. And then it turns out that the actual headquarters, as you know, costs political points, so I can't reform that division. I'm simply waiting on the 16th Engineer Regiment to form the 16th, I don't know, maybe the 5th, I think it might be the 16th Division. So I should be able to reform those. So once they arrive, then I'll attack Bandawang. It's not that I can't take it, it's just I prefer not to use regiments to take it. The reason being that regiments tend to take more damage in that state than they probably would do as actual, you know, divisions. Right, okay. Yeah, he called it the Hunt for the Wounded Bear. I'm like, that set off my anxiety there massively. Whoops, I meant to rename the turn first. Yeah, we'll attack soon in Java. I'm probably about 2 days or so. Maybe 2 days, maybe a day or so before the the 16th Engineer Regiment arrives on Java. Then we'll wait for them to march across and then we'll attack them. So about 1,000 AV versus 200. Should be okay. He does have times 3. No, he has Mountains Train, which is times 3, but I'm hoping it should be fine, and it will be fine. Okay. To be fair, we've had a number of attacks on his carriers, and in fairness, he's had attacks on our carriers as well, and so far we haven't been hit, but neither have we hit him. Yeah, he has pretty effective ASW around there. And they often put bombs into us as well. Right. That's interesting. Moving northeast. That's very interesting. And I figured something like that would happen actually. I was 1 hex off. That's a shame. But I did expect something like this. I thought it might have continued this way, but it does seem to have been like moving around and using these guys over here. But we do have a sub nearby, so I can pursue with that submarine there. We do have other submarines there. We do see 6 ships out here. We did see the tanker. Unfortunately, I've lost sight of the tanker, but I must assume that it's on this area here. We did see about 4 or so tankers out this way as well. Unfortunately, lost sight of those bad boys too. Not a good day for sight. And we see 2 tanker, well, a tanker there apparently. So we'll try and hunt that down. And this is it. It's like, oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, it's suddenly moved in quite a few out here. Right, so they need to stay put then today. Yeah, I mean, this is the difficulty here. We just need to get the actual patrol boats out here. And then we'll be okay. He's operating in dangerous waters here. And I do have them on the way. There's another 4 on that way there. I can potentially bring some destroyers down from that way. The difficulty is, if you guys remember, just maybe a turn or 2 before, all the destroyers over here went into the shipyards to upgrade, so all these guys I would have actually had out there hunting the submarines just at the right time. He's good like that. Went to do upgrades. Yeah, a lot of the submarines out down this way, like a lot of these guys need to be refueled. You can see that these guys are heading back, so they need to be refueled. A lot of them are quite low endurance. Some of them are okay, but a lot of them are probably lower. There's a couple 3Ks there, actually. I might have them actually formed up together, but god damn, our detection today is pretty abysmal, but yeah, it looks like it's just... What's the weather like over these islands? Yeah, pretty bad weather in the area today, but lots of cloud. Lots and lots of cloud today. See, the issue over here of other, what are you going to call it, is that it does have a science-fied port, so it's a protected port. That and it being coastal. I mean, you saw that he had, well, he does have those, destroyer escorts. And, yeah, they can cause damage. They can cause damage in deep water. They can certainly cause a lot more damage in shallow. I imagine... Where's that submarine? Is it that one? It's not that one. Yeah, a lot of these submarines need to head home shortly enough. It might have been the I-4 there. I think it was the I-4 there. Yeah. A lot of them need to head home and be refueled. Was it I-4? Then yeah, she's taken... They're remarkably robust, to be honest. They're more robust than they probably should have the right to be. But yeah, should be okay. She can head home. A lot of the submarines need to head home and be repaired, really. I've kept them out then on extended Standard station, really, just because, well, for a while we were reaping the rewards. We have been over time. It's definitely been very helpful for the information as well. Excuse me. Okay, so far elected not to attack. We do have the additional APs arriving over here too. With the... Oh, is that the 56th Division? Yes, the 56th Division here. Okay. Are they... Right, so there's another 862 there. Another 593. The only issue here is that we have a size 1 port and we're trying to unload a lot of troops, so... Yeah, they need to get unloaded there, ASAP. We have here about the Kawamaru. Yeah, about 500 odd men. They should be... Yeah, should be assured by next turn. But I'm going to go ahead and get the actual regiment marching. I mean, I could have them wait, but maybe I do, maybe I don't. The thing is, it's going to take a couple days for them to unload completely. Thankfully, they are bringing some supply over here as well, which is quite nice. Unintended, but yeah, they're bringing about 2.5k supply. I did actually dispatch about, well, a couple k supply there, 6.9k. So I might have that head elsewhere. I need to remain above 20k over here. But I'd like to make sure we have enough supply elsewhere. But I was initially intending to have it sent out to Buna. I may have it sent out into the Ley Complex instead. Will you be able to take Moresby this or next week? It's probably going to take about, I'm going to say, probably by the end of May, we'll be able to take Moresby. It's not for a lack of troops. Well, in fairness, it won't be a lack of troops when we actually get the division over there. There's a headquarters unit as well on its way. It's just going to take some time to march across the Kokoda Trail. But yeah, by the end of May, we'll have it. I'm fairly confident there. I can't see a situation in which you can do anything about it. I started the bombing campaign against Moresby today, really, just because I do worry about the potential that it may have over here to use like a long-range cap or something of that nature. So, a little worried about that. We do have our cruisers over here. They were refueled last turn. They've lingered here a turn, in fact. Just need to get things planned. Need to decide how we're going to do it, really. I'd like to make sure they have an escort, but yeah, we'll see. Okay. But yeah, it's been quite an aggressive submarine war on both sides, really. These, well, really, in the month of May, the submarine wars increased in intensity. And yeah. Now, I do have Nagato over here. They didn't take on any additional flooding, which is good to see that. You can see that I do have float planes running 100% ASW in the area around them. Well, they're on naval search, actually running ASW. I should, okay. One thing doesn't work like the other. So I could potentially turn that down a little bit. I'll probably keep it higher just so that they're aware. But yeah. The only issue is that they're going to have to thread a... thread the mark route here. I diverted a couple task forces away from that area. Yeah, I see, wow, 6 submarines there. Yeah. Yeah, so you can see that we do have the AP here. She's unloading there. Yeah, a couple hundred men aboard there still. I did send out these ships over here too. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. And the thing is, I do want to avoid that. I think I'll have the PBs and SCs over here, just stay at Orchid Island. But yeah, what we'll do then is eventually come and pick them back up again, and then have them moved out. There was an AP group leaving over here, but I decided I would have them brought back. They shouldn't be unloading. I told them not to unload. I thought I told them to... I guess I must have got... In fact, you know, you like put an order in and you think, yeah, I'm going to do that, and then somehow you forget. I don't know. They shouldn't be retirements allowed. I think my retirement's allowed, that might fuck things up sometimes. Alright, well... Fine. Let me take a look here. Hang on, have they loaded the entire thing? Oh, I guess they have loaded the entire thing then, haven't they? So it's cancelled that now. Yeah, it looks like they have got the entire thing there. I thought that they might have unloaded a chunk there, but they hadn't. So that's good news. Now, I do have the Sawakazi and the Hakazi over here, so I can actually give it well, a longer ranged escort for one, but hopefully one that's a little bit more competent. But I'll have them go a longer way around, perhaps. Yes, I mean, ultimately what I'd like to do is bring the LSDs down here after they drop off the 21st Division. Obviously, there's going to be elements that are going to be slower to the party, but eventually the 2 regiments will arrive here. The 3rd one will follow behind. But the 3rd one will arrive too, just obviously not in its entirety, unfortunately. But yes, after they've finished up the Marianas, they will then head down here to the Solomon Islands. And in time, I'd like to use them potentially unload over here to Luganville. Aye. That task force is interesting. It looks as if it came out this way with, like, something of that nature. I think it's the one from New Maya. But I'm going to try and hunt that down. They can go in there and auto-disband. Right, so 75% on the airfield here today. As far as I can tell, he's moved out to this area. But likely not. Detection doesn't seem grand today. Right, and they're heading back there. Yeah, they're using ammunition. A bit of damage there. Nothing tremendous. I need to get some bombers down here and just essentially keep up the pressure there, but I'm happy enough to bombard it a couple times and try and damage it as much as possible. I should have AKEs heading down this area. Whereabouts are they? Oh god, that's concerning. Yeah. It's going to be difficult, really. And this is it, we're still expanding the ASW network. Down here it's not as well developed. So you can see that we do have Jakes over there, we do have Jakes over there. We do have some over here in Makassar. Makassar, sorry, but we don't have them at Kandari or over here. We do have D3A ones over here. It's just obviously this area is a little bit, but after that. Yeah. It's difficult. It'll take time to fully develop it. I mean, obviously it's a hell of a lot more developed over in this area. Which is why it'd be easy enough to hunt him down in here, once we get the actual destroyers. As is it, it's just... he's always good with his timing. And this is the thing, it's like... just maybe a day or two before he actually arrives in the area, I do have these destroyers going for upgrades, which is just... yeah. Yeah. A bit of a shame that there's no repercussion for a Deadman for such an attack. Well, I mean, this is it. It's like we have him playing almost like 2 games. It's like he's able to sacrifice his ships in a way that... I mean, granted, we have sent ships in to die before. But, I mean, he can do it in a way that we just can't. We just don't have that luxury, really. So, yeah, it's a difficult one sometimes. Because, obviously, he's behaving in a way that has no bearing on like, what would be reality. Like, you wouldn't send crew to die, essentially. I mean, we've done that. But he's able to do it on a grander scale, because he can not outright replace those losses, but he can pad the losses out, I suppose you could say. His navies will continue to become larger. Ours, not so much. No, but it becomes smaller over time. Unless by loss, but you know what I mean. We're not getting as much. It's the way I'll put it. Okay, you can see that artillery almost arrives in the area. That's cute. Okay. They're going to arrive there shortly. Oh yeah, Dadman's played the game for years, so I'm pretty sure he'll know. He's played a lot of games. I don't know how many games he's played, but I know he's played a lot. I know he's playing another play by email at the same time too. So it's one of those where he's been around the block a couple times. Still doesn't explain his actions in China, but I don't know what could, in all honesty. Who knows? Yeah, Dadman's a pro. That's the thing. Okay. Right, so we do have 110 fast arrived here tonight, so they can be rebuilt. Like so. Yep, armored's arrived over here. And the 36 arrived over here too. So we'll have them go ahead and bombard. Oops. Oh, so is that HQ? Ah, sorry, I'm blind. I think sometimes the font plays the guys, to be fair. Alright, so we're up to 2393 here. I can see the amount of guns has increased, so it says we do bring more guns here. Now, we do have 51st/A, which is likely to go play a garrison role in one of these bases out here. We do have these guns here as well. We do have 38th and 104th, the 2nd Independent Heavy Artillery Battalion, moving north as well. These forces just arrived in this hex here, so they're going to continue to go north. Make sure they go in the right direction, then move them into the actual base of Chungking. So yep, they're going to march that way. So that'll be some 28cm howitzers. Do have those tanks there. Now, I decided in the end to actually send a tank regiment up here. The reason being, you look at how quickly it's moved up that road. It's worthwhile for us just because then it does close off that hex. Well, it's not like we own the hex side. It's just, yeah, he can't move through that hex because we're here. The reason why I did that is because there's 5 units over here. Yeah, it's one of those. I'd like to in time get something over here on this road. Maybe a division or a weakened division. And then I was considering actually using the 6th division, really. And I may actually go ahead and do that. The reason being so I could control this road over here. Yeah, we've got wooded rough, and rough there. So even if he did move into the actual area, onto those actual hexes, I should say, he wouldn't be able to stop supply moving up and down that. But I would like to gain control of the southern end of Chungking, you know, that southern hex side. I'm not too... I'd have to double check. I'm not too sure if just simply sending a unit across the river there. I mean, that's the problem with the rivers. I'm not too sure if simply sending a unit across this over here would take control of the hex side. It would initiate a shock attack, though. So it's one of those of, is it worth it? It would be nice to be able to control that hex side. But it's probably as good as it's going to get over here, really. Right, now HQ's moving that way. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the 13th Tank Regiment, in fact, then, and they can head down here to Kunming. I just want to make sure I can control the hex sides there. So they took the base over here. Right, there we are. Now I do have these armoured cars. I'll have them head for that hex here then, I guess. Yes, we now own that base, though, which is good. It looks like he has a core there marching. It's been marching for a long time. And it shows you how long it takes there. And now he has a core over there. It's a fair-sized core. But due to the actual nature of the terrain, even the Chinese unit he's fighting against is actually causing him a lot of problems. He probably just does not have a supply now. Which is a bit of a shame for him. So do you have an element of 10th moving in there. You also do have the Kwantong Army arriving there. Where's the rest of the 10th? Saning Kyanko. Yeah, okay. I tell you what, in fact, yeah, 10th would actually be really, really good here. Yeah, I tell you what, they can turn back. I wish I'd have noticed that beforehand. I didn't realize that was the division that had the forces sitting as well. But yeah, they can turn back, and they can be the garrison of Chengtu. So I could then free up the regiment over here, the 23rd, and then ultimately have possibly 2 regiments, the 23rd, converge in Chungking. Maybe I can gain another regiment up here. I could even have a regiment of the 6th go up that way, perhaps. Let's see, 68V. I shifted. Right, so the first RTA is moving over here. The first RTA division is going to assemble over here, last show. I do have on its way. Yeah, they're moving there. Yes. The 21st GNAF is going to move out over here to last show. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I do have these topsies over here. They do have that 1114 hex range. But what I'm going to go ahead and do then is fly over elements of the Thai division to Suyong over here. Well, I'll drop them off there. But fly them over. And then when I do take Kunming, I should be able to then have a garrison, which would be quite nice. I'm going to use more Thai forces to actually garrison China, which is going to be quite good. I do have, let's see. So, something's over here. I'm going to go ahead and play some strategic. I'm going to go ahead and get them moved up to last show. And then I'll probably have like a division or a couple of Thai divisions marching to China. And we'll go for that. Yeah, big numbers there. He may be waiting for like overwhelming odds, I'm not too sure. I mean, there was a time when he could have attacked Magway. And there was like, barely 10. Like, he fought a freeze at best. So, I don't know. Like, he certainly could have done it, and he didn't, and he still hasn't. And in all this time, we've been able to just expand the amount of strength here pretty nicely. I mean, like, we have 74 fighters here, and there's another, 45 here. We have the benefit of radar, a little AA, a little AA, a little AA. Not like the AA much matters, but you know what I mean. And the base is also much larger, too. Actually, no, it's a full regiment. Yeah, so there's some 75mm guns, 16 of those bad boys, so that's not too bad. And we also do have another, wow, okay. There's 17 there, so there's about 30-odd 75mm guns, so that's not bad, actually. But the big thing there is a radar. And we do have 2 units of radar, the Tachi 1, so that's pretty good. Yep. Continuing to build up the airfield. We were building fortifications, but I decided it was probably worthwhile to build up the actual airfield itself. Well, first, because it's cheaper in a way, and quicker. Well, it's a bit quicker anyway. You know, it'd be about the same, I guess. I don't know which one's worth more. I imagine this is, like, cheaper to build than the fortifications. I can't recall. I'm not entirely sure how much you need for fortifications. But I thought, well, we'll continue to build the airfield, because then, this is it. A larger airfield can take more hits before it's actually shut down. Which is always a handy thing to know, and a handy thing to do. So we do have the 11th Division marching in there to Chongqing. Another headquarters there going into Chongqing. Yeah, that's looking good. Are there any plans to push a bit into India? The thing is with India, I mean, we may eventually bring Kitabatai down to this area one day. It's just, yeah, it's... Like, India's not conducive to, like, limited operations in a way, because it's one of those of, like, you can take parts of India, but then it's like, well, what do you gain from that, in a way? Because it's like, we could remain in a position where we are now, and that's fine, for the most part. We can push it deeper, but then if we push it deeper, it means we have more bases to hold, and it makes it easier for him to actually come out and attack us in a way. So you look at where the actual roads are, and if I was to, like, even Akyab, I mean, this is it. I'm surprised he hasn't just marched a unit to Akyab, because he absolutely could. He absolutely could do that. He may not even have that many units, but I'm not too sure, really. I mean, before we decide on any campaign, I do have a preference for the Soviet Union, but it's not guaranteed. I'd prefer to avoid India, because of the distance there, and other difficulties as well. But again, not guaranteed which way we go. There could even be a simple plan of just fortifying the living shit out of Burma, and just, yeah, hold Manchuria, China, and just really fortifying the Pacific. The only thing is, it's like, would you guys like to see a couple hundred videos of, like, being swept by F-4Fs? No, sorry, by P-38Es, and, yeah, a long, slow grind. So, we're going to go for high intensity, just have to see which way we go for it, really. Alright, I mean, I do have additional forces in Manchukuo that I could bring down here, just to bring the actual garrisons up and allow a few more divisions to move out elsewhere. So we'll see. Yeah, I mean, this is it. It's like, yeah, I know you want chickens. Yeah, I mean, this is it. It's like... I think I'd play a modded campaign next, perhaps? I'm not too sure. Or maybe the other scenario, but I'm honestly not too sure. I'm not too sure, really. I mean, even another vanilla campaign would be interesting. Because obviously we'd be able to take lessons that we've learned. But I mean, this is it. This campaign has been going on for a couple of months now. And we're like, what, 180 days into the war or something of that nature? It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. Yeah, so that's a shame to lose there. They're nice big ships. Yeah, well. Aircraft a day. Yeah, PBY 5A. Well, I mean, this is it. It's like I wouldn't throw the game. I mean, we do have a lot of things going for us in this campaign, which is quite interesting. I mean, the fact that we do have the possibility of conquering China is great. I mean, this is it. It's something that... I mean, if he wanted to, he could have just left all his cores in times 3 terrain along all the roads, like especially along these roads over here where it's times 3 terrain. He could have done that. He could have abandoned places in China that are just not worth defending and just made it absolute hell to get to Chongqing and just, yeah, we might not have ever seen the end of the war there. But he didn't. It's hard to say why he didn't, but he didn't. And that's the thing there, really. So we need to take advantage of that. And just really decide what to do next. Have them dock up there. Yeah, I'm going to be quite eager to get out of this phase of like the American submarine success. That'd be nice. Yeah, it's difficult because this is it. It's like getting fuel where we need it, and he knows where we're going to draw fuel from. It could be that we're being able to draw fuel from Japan instead, but that's not ideal, really. But it's an option. But again, not ideal. I moved these ships out here. The reason being, possibly to move troops around China quickly, if needs be. Or maybe to draw on more assets of, like, resources or fuel, perhaps. I just didn't feel like it was worthwhile having them here, when I will need them to move troops in the future. It's hard to really quantify in a way. So it's like, if I had the tracker, I could, like, be like, oh, here we go from these turns. But it's like, the main ones I'll point out is like, well, Xi'an there, 20 oil. Langchao, that's another 90, so that's 110 oil. I mean, the other assets there too. And then a Rumchi there, 50 oil. So that's 160 additional oil that we have access to that we didn't have access to beforehand. There's success stories such as Chengdu, where that's like another 180. Well, the resources, we've gained a lot of resources, which are great. 80 heavy industry, 180 light industry. Even over here is 5 light industry. Not a lot, but still something good. Over here, 40 light industry. 10 there, but I don't think that'd be... I don't know, I don't think it starts repaired either way. Light industry there, 40 at Henyang. I can't recall where else there was industry, actually. There we go, you can see that we do have the 17th Division moving through that area with these assets here too. Yeah. Yeah, most of the actual conquest sitting over here actually, yeah. 140 resources there, 20 light industry. Light industry is fantastic because it just simply takes the resources and produces supply. You do not need fuel to do so, so it's pretty awesome like that. But yeah, from China we've taken the 160 oil. We've taken additional refineries, we've taken additional resources, lots and lots of resources. Additional light industry, additional heavy, all good stuff. All very, very good stuff. As is it. It'd be nice to take Chongqing intact. I sincerely doubt that's going to happen. But, you know, I doubt it's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, this is it. The economy has been strengthened, which is quite good. It's one of those of where, like, the difficulty of drawing fuel from this area is slightly lessened because we are able to draw more oil and fuel refining. Well, yeah, oil refining capabilities and fuel production from northern China. So it's hard to give you numbers, but it's like, for example, there's 218,000 here. Fuel 498k. There's going to be more fuel, more oil in China and ultimately in Japan because of all that, really. But as well, having the actual industry out here is good because you have more local production, which means that less of it has to ultimately come from China. So it has to come, ultimately less of it has to come from Japan. As I said, it's like, we don't really have to make supply convoys. Well, we don't have to put supply convoys into China, really. Which is all good. You can tell I'm getting tired because I'm talking crap. You can tell. Okay. Oh, we should have the... Yeah, there we are. Ah, excellent. That's what I like to see. Yeah, so we do have the 4 20cm guns over here at Saipan now. That's super good. That's super good. So we do have the coastal defense guns there at Marcus, and we do have the coastal defense guns here at Saipan. I'm really happy about that. It does mean that if it does come to Saipan, that at least there is something that will fire back at him that's of a larger caliber, really, which is quite good. And coastal defense guns are a fucking nightmare to knock out. They do take a lot of fire to really take them out, really. But yeah, Marcus is going to be a nasty one for him, really. I'll continue to fortify it. I mean, we're at 25% there into size 4 forts. That's going to continue. I do have additional supply on its way. Like, there's 3k headed out down this way, perhaps. I don't know if I'll have all 3k moving there. I did send 1k out here to Tsushima to help support the Bonin Island. I may have additional supplies sent down this way, but 3k down here to Marcus Island would probably be enough. Quite a while. Oh, I do have more troops there. Do have aircraft there. I would obviously expand the fort, so I don't want to be in a situation where we run out of supply anytime soon. Okay, so we're halfway through the expansion of the port over here at Paramshirajima. It's going to take some time, also we're overbuilding it, but it'd be nice to have a protected port there. We know he's active in this area. He's definitely up to something. We're not seeing a lot right now. It kind of concerns me that we're not seeing the carriers out here. He might have even withdrawn them to cover this task force. I'm not too sure. I don't think he would, but there's always that possibility. But right now, we just don't see that much. So, alas. Yeah, they'll take some time to recover. But they can form garrisons in the area then. Let's take a look then. Signal intelligence. Yeah, San Fran, Dutch Harbor, Pearl Harbor, and Los Angeles. There's a lot of forces. This is a month where he will gain a lot of troops. A little scary. Dutch Harbor's over here, actually. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, this is it, Red. As far as it goes with the coastal defense guns, really. The reason why I chose Marcus is because essentially Marcus is like our Wake Island. And the Marianas is kind of like our Hawaiian Islands in a way. Or at least like the midway towards, to a degree. Yeah, the reason why I decided to put the guns there is because Marcus is isolated. And well, it's fairly isolated as far as it goes with the other islands. Like, even the Bonin Islands, at least there's a couple of islands together where they can support each other. Obviously, they're closer to Japan, like, but yeah, the Marianas, always is a good couple of islands there together which can support each other. Marcus is solitary. Marcus is quite literally an island in of itself. So it's one of those of where we have the coastal defense guns, and we have a naval guard unit. I would expect that in time the 7th Independent Engineer Regiment will be moved out, and then we do have the 36th JNAF, which is here to obviously man the airfield. So that's going to leave us with about 69 AV here, and that's probably more than likely, definitely going to be the utmost amount of AV here. The good news about Marcus is less is more in a way, because we have an atoll here, so it's naturally times 4 defenses. We also do have the level 3 forts now, so we'll build that up and build that up, and it's going to be like it's going to be like Wake, where it's just probably not even worth it. But yeah, the reason why we put the guns there is they just work. With it being an isolated position too, it just means that if he does come in, he's going to be punished for it, and he'll have to commit more resources to it, which is good, and that gives us time to potentially rally Guinea or rally additional assets in the other areas to help fortify, or whatever you'd like to say, really. But yeah. Now, looking alright today then. 1 AK lost there to sub. Would have been nice had we taken out a tank or two to yeah, settle the score there, but alas no. The AP survived, the rest have moved out of the area. Just need to get things home. I might even have the Nagato head to Japan rather than this area here, to avoid being in that area. I was going to have her probably head out to Shanghai, or even up to Port Arthur. Actually, no, not Port Arthur, because she doesn't quite have enough repair. The heavy cruiser could go to Shanghai or Port Arthur. The BB I might want to move into like a larger repair shipyard. Yeah. We've had a good couple of our BB's damage. We haven't lost a battleship so far, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, like for example, Hyoga. Issei class tends to take the shit, really. I think. And I got though. But then again, there's only a couple classes to ship anyway. But yeah, let's see. "114 days until we have Hyoga." Hi. Nagato. She might be a similar sort of time frame, really. Hi. Yeah, I do worry about ships over here. There's a lot of submarines potentially in this area that may come for that, so... yeah, that's one of those. I mean, we'll take losses to submarines, it's just trying to avoid them as much as possible, really. Yeah. And we're still drawing fuel out from here. Oh, I meant to make sure that headed there. I think for some reason it's not going, and I'm not too sure. But I'll make sure it heads out this turn. But yeah. We are obviously alert supply fairs. Actually, there's not a lot of shops in here, is there? I'm looking at ships in the actual thing I should be looking in here. Yeah. You can see that we do have quite a bit of fuel there that we're going to try and move out. So the regiment's arrived, and that's good. I don't know why they're strategic. I really don't know why they're strategic. That's weird. I really don't know why they are strategic. That's very odd, actually. That's very odd. Yeah, so they're going to march over here to Bandung. So yeah, a couple days, 3 days. Yeah, about 3-4 days they'll be there in full strength. And then we'll go ahead and actually just attack then. Hopefully I can reform one of those FN divisions, that'd be nice. So we'll take a look at where we are and D. 27% there. There goes pretty quick. Right. So 2, 3. So still have 3 7s and we have an 8. Looks like we have 2 5s. 2 6s there. Was that 3 4s? Something of that nature. Looking good then. Just need that to continue. I do dream of the day we get the key 83. I do lovingly look on here every now and then. I'm like, yes, I can't wait until we get to have you. I can't wait. I just can't wait. Like, we really need her. I wish the 30 mils were the centerline guns. Well, actually, no, they're all centerline guns. What I was going to say is I wish they had the accuracy of a 20 mils, but yeah. It tells you a lot, doesn't it, that even though these 30 mils are centerline guns, they're still on a 26% accuracy, well, 26 accuracy. Shows you just, yeah, the difference there. Pretty amusing. What mods or map mods are you using? How you doing there, Justin? What are you currently awaiting? Right, that's actually quite amusing, isn't it, really? Yeah. Yeah, in regards to mods there, Justin, I think there's a link to my Discord. If there's not, I will post one in the chat before I do go. But if you go ahead and join the Discord and go to the War and Pacific section on said Discord, in the pin section you'll find, there's like links to like the files and everything that's being used actually. It's in there, it's in the War and Pacific section. So, WITP, it's in that area, underpinned. But I'm pretty happy with that today. Granted, we have had a couple submarine losses, not that many, but obviously it feels pretty nasty when you see it all happening at once. It felt pretty visceral last turn, really. That's probably the way I describe that. I'm trying to hunt those sons of bitches down. Aye. Okay. So I'll call it here. So thank you very much for watching there, ladies and gents. I'm going to go ahead and just post that link here to the Discord. So I'll just keep that running for the time being. And then we'll get in there. Just be a moment. Yeah, by the way, if you guys want to join the Admiral Dadman, like the first strike of the Homeland room, like discussion room, just let me know. Just say in the general chat, like, I want to join, and you can join. Okay, there we are. So until next time, I've been Asai. I shall see you in the future. So probably Matsurashita, I don't know, or something of that nature. See you later then, guys. Have an awesome time.